Well, good morning, everybody. This is my first video in a while, and I have some great news. Today is a life-changing day for me. It's a day I've dreamt about for, I would honestly say, probably 40 years. As a kid, I grew up, we were poor kids, and our parents, we had big gardens and we raised animals, and I went through a phase where I got sick of it, but then as soon as I became an adult, I've always had a garden, always grew an orchard, kept animals, stuff like that. Went through a 20-year career in law enforcement, and I did it on the side all the time. And when I finally got out of that, the last few years I've really been trying to build up a basic homestead, and I haven't gotten there. I've been able to raise a bunch of our food, quite a bit of our food, truthfully, but I've always done little side work to try to help make it go. I have a dream of making my thing here work to where all I have to do is do my fly fishing deal, my fly fishing YouTube. If you haven't, it's I've Got Bugs Fly Fishing. If you're into that, it's the greatest hobby in the world. But I tie flies, my books, merchandise, stuff like that, and then do the homestead. Food is the most important thing in the world to me. You guys who know me know I've lost my dad and my stepdad both to cancer. You know, the stuff that's in our food, the chemicals that are sprayed around us, it's horrible for us. So my goal has always been, I wanted to raise a bunch of food that's healthy and natural for my family. Not just my family, my extended family, my friends. And I've decided that this is the time I'm finally going to do it. So instead of me working little side jobs and doing little things and all this and that, and then coming home and hurting for days and days and days because of my knee injury. For y'all that don't know, I have a prosthetic knee, and I've had to have 6 surgeries on this knee. So I would go and I'd do work, and then I'd be down for a couple days trying to recover. So the day I missed, plus the days of trying to recover, getting that knee to work again, I wasn't getting any of the projects done here. We bought an old farmhouse, and I've been remodeling it. It's not done, and I've wanted to come out and really get all my projects done, and I've just been on the back burner for everybody else for forever. Now financially this is going to hurt, so please support the channel, please buy merchandise, go to I'veGotBugs.com. You know, buy my books, help us out on this deal. But with that said, basically every day I'm going to start making a YouTube vlog of what we've got going on and what I've got going on, how my day goes, and all these different projects, and hopefully you guys will follow along. I'll continue my fly fishing thing as well, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out and be injured and sore all the time. I'm going to work at my own pace, and I'm going to show you guys some of the projects and what I do out here to make things work. So every day I start my day at my pond, and I just fed, but it's windy. You can see some of them. Our ducks are out swimming, but I come out here and my day begins with me feeding my fish. So I come out here, I have a cup of coffee, I kind of relax, sit down at the table out here, and I kind of build my plan of what's going to take place for the day. Now, every day's different. We have a serious cold snap coming today. So today I'm going to focus on getting firewood stacked up, put up at the house. And I'm going to get firewood inside my shop, and I'm going to be working on some cabinet doors and some bookshelves this week inside my shop, because it's going to be miserable cold and windy. So I can be in there where it's heated and nice, and I don't have to worry about whatever the weather's going to be. So today, it's a little windy out here, but it's tolerable. Now, the last month I've been sick. I had a major knee surgery, and I got home, kind of re-injured it, got on it too fast, and then I come down with some kind of flu bug, and I literally was in bed for about 10 days. And it was the biggest wake up in my life. I need to be outside, I need to be healthy, I need to be able to do what I can do and work at my pace. And there's something to do out here every day, whether it's really hard work or whether it's just a little tidying up, cleaning up, stuff like that. Whatever it is, there's always something to do. So I am going to start doing that. I'm going to start cleaning up. I'm going to start getting all the stuff around here done. In front of my solar, I'm building a paddock. We've got 8 acres, and I've started to raise sheep, and I'm going to try to build 4 paddocks to where I can rotate them around and let everything grow up, and then I don't have to worry about them getting out of food and stuff like that. So we have a huge garden. It's 150 foot by 150 foot, and my goal is to raise food for everybody in my circle, you know, my friends, my family, and be able to raise food that's good and healthy. So we're gonna have our chickens, our turkeys. I'm getting some feed real quick. Our chickens, our turkeys, I'll raise the sheep, and we're going to raise a huge garden. Plus, I'm going to have a great big orchard we got going on. So I'll show you a couple of the projects that I've got going on as I'm doing the chores. And I'm pretty lazy, so I always heard a lazy guy is the most creative guy. So I'm going to show you guys something that I've done. We have this big garden and we threw a bunch of mulch down, wood chips, mulch, and fertilizer. And that's today's projects for me, is I'm going to be carrying fertilizer and horse manure, or cow manure, I'm sorry, and shoveling it out in my garden, and then stocking the house for firewood. So you can see a garden, we've got a really good mulch layer down, and that takes a lot of work. But you can see the chickens are out here digging it up. Well, it didn't start that way. The way it starts is I take hay and I throw it down on the ground in chunks, just as this, and then I throw wheat out on it. And you can see the chickens and the turkeys, even the ducks will get out here and they will start pecking and scratching, and it will look like this by this afternoon. They come out here and they'll peck and they'll scratch and they'll eat all the seeds. Not only that, any possible seeds that are in the wheat, they're going to eat them as well. Out here by the garden, I'll show you guys. This is our two sheep, our little female Dottie, and that's our ram. I don't really know what to name him. He's a really calm, gentle ram. So if anybody's got a name for our ram, we're up to taking for a name. They're the Katahdin sheep, and we're going to get some Dorpers and crossbreed with them, and I'm going to try to have a small herd to where I can kind of start raising enough. Beef's getting so expensive, and I had a buddy who raised sheep, and he's like, you need to try some. And I'm like, man, I don't want to eat that. That just doesn't seem like something I like. And then he gave me some, and it was like, oh my gosh, sheep's delicious. So we've decided that's what we're going to start doing. So today, first day, I'm excited for you guys to be here. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe it. If you're into fly fishing, please go to our other channel, like I've said before, and help me make this dream come true. My goal is to where I don't have to leave the house unless I'm going to church or I'm going fly fishing, unless I want to. I'm going to start working my tail off here, making this dream come true. Today, I've got a bunch of little loose end projects I got to do before the cold gets here. And then every day, I'll just be out here doing projects. It might be remodeling on the house. It might be working on my skid steer, which is broke down. It may be cutting firewood. You can see I have a massive pile of firewood here that I need to cut and split. I got fences to build. I'm building a lot where I can corral up my sheep. We get pigs every year and raise a pig throughout the season when we have our garden. I need to build a new pen for them. I've got a ton of stuff I need to be doing, so it's time to start doing it and focus on getting my house done. So this next year, you guys will see me every day with random projects, kind of showing along what's going on, and it'll be fun. On the straw, I've had some questions. I'll quick go. When you guys are mulching with straw, a lot of people are scared to death about the chemicals in straw. Now, this is my scientific method. There's other ways, do your own research. But you can see how that straw is out there. I've got the whole thing, and then we put wood chips below last year. I'm going to put wood chips back on top, as today I'm going to throw a whole bunch of old cow manure on top, and then when I get it done, we're going to put wood chips over it. But when you have straw and you're worried about chemicals, take you some of that straw, grab it, put it in a jar and fill that jar full of water. When you do your seed starts at the beginning of the year, beans are really, really susceptible to chemicals. So grow a little tray of beans as your test product. Take that straw hay or grass hay, whatever you got, put it in a jar full of water and let it soak for 4 or 5 days. Then water that plant, them beans that you have, with that water off of that hay, and if there's chemicals in it, it'll kill them beans. Now, I full disclosure, it's worked for me. It may not work for everybody, but that's how I always test. And if it's doing that, it's been safe for me. So if you're putting straw down and you're worried about that, just do a water test sample like that and you should be good to go. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to start doing some chores, get my firewood done, getting all the cow manure done, and we will see you guys every day. I'll try to get out here and kind of show you what's going on in my projects. If I'm out fishing, we'll do that. And I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to get after chores. Now, one thing I do while I'm out doing my daily chores is we don't throw any compost away, anything that's compostable. We save all of our paper, all of our cardboard products, all of that kind of stuff. And what I do is I compost them. Now I have a great big huge compost pile, but this time of the year I do something different. So I have a bunch of stock tanks that I'm making above ground raised bed gardening out of. And that raised bed gardening, what I've been doing is I cut the bottoms out of these stock tanks so that they can get the moisture of the ground. And then we cleaned out our chicken house. Like I said the other day, I have been down. I had 2 back-to-back surgeries, so all winter long I was kind of down. So there was a part in our chicken house that I didn't see that they were laying, and it's a disaster. That's one of the projects we'll be doing. But that all goes into these raised beds, and I throw all the cardboard in there. And then right now I'm throwing cow manure. Now I will use our compost that we have, and I'll use grass clippings and weeds and everything else, and I compost these. And then these raised bed gardens, they're just a natural living compost pile basically. And by time it's time to start planting my plants this summer, it's going to be a great system full of nutrients. It'll be a really good waste. So that's another method of reducing waste and making very healthy soil. This is how I raise a lot of my plants, and it's amazing. The dirt turns completely black by the end of the year. You can stick your hand in there and just dig through it. It works really well. So this is part of the job that's not the funnest, and that's shoveling crap. My dad always called these wood handle tools levers and lever alone tools. If you're shoveling dirt, you should be using equipment. But skid steer broke down. I've got an old junk pickup bed trailer full of some cow manure that's literally like 6 years old, so it should be great to put on the garden. So we're going to start spreading it around.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one.
Well, that is a wrap for day 1 morning chores. So got the firewood all ready. Tomorrow I'll load up and get all the shop where it's loaded up with firewood. Got the chores done, got the compost buried in the bin, got the chickens fed. They're spreading more of the mulch, so I'd call it a pretty productive morning. So it is windy, and I'm afraid it's gonna mess my hair up, so I'm gonna get out of here. See you guys in the next video.